The following presentation is for the Apex Auto Body Special Use Permit, case number SU23-0001. The applicant, John Craig, is requesting Planning Commission approval of a special use permit to expand the existing major motor vehicle service land use. Approval of the special use will allow an addition to the existing building and other proposed site improvements. The Apex Auto Body Shop site is located mid-block along the 5800 block of West Colfax Avenue and is approximately 1.2 acres in size. The existing site includes a large 9,870 square foot metal building that was constructed in 2002 with asphalt surface parking lots and driveways with a detention pond at the north end of the site. The major motor vehicle service land use has existed since the building was constructed. The site is also adjacent to other ongoing and new projects, including the West Colfax Pedestrian Safety Project, the 40 West Art Line, and the private redevelopment of 5991 West Colfax Avenue following the special use approval for a new 7-Eleven fueling station. The slide presented here depicts a view of the subject location looking northeast with the site boundary outlined in red. To the west of the site is a mini warehouse or self-storage facility. The mini warehouse use takes access from the subject site via a cross-access agreement. To the west is the existing retail auto parts store, and to the north and northeast are existing single-family homes. The property is zoned MGU, Mixed Use General Urban, as indicated by the dark purple on the zoning map. Surrounding zoning designations include Mixed Use, Neighborhood Urban in light purple, Residential Multifamily in brown, and Mixed Use Employment Suburban in pink. The existing building is set back approximately 120 feet from the West Colfax Avenue public improvements on an irregular shaped lot. The narrow front portion of the lot includes access to West Colfax Avenue, cross-access for the two adjacent lots, and 8 surface parking spaces located in front of the primary building. A paved access drive runs along the east side of the existing building to the outdoor storage area at the rear of the building. Public access to the side and rear of the building is restricted through fencing and a vehicle access gate. Zooming into the front portion of the property, we can take a closer look at the site constraints, including the cross-access easement and the narrow street frontage, comprised of driveways, surface parking, and landscaping. The Apex Automotive site was developed in 2001 under a different zoning designation. There are existing site and building nonconformities that are not in compliance with the current MGU development standards, including the maximum 20-foot front setback, the 55% build-to zone, and in the urban context, surface parking is not permitted in front of the primary structure. The zoning ordinance requires the expansion of a nonconforming structure that is increasing the gross floor area by more than 20% to comply with the setback and build-to zone dimensions in Article 5. Unfortunately, the existing cross-access easements prevent the applicant from complying with the maximum front setback and minimum build-to zone requirements, and the applicant is seeking Planning Commission approval to allow an alternative means of satisfying the front setback and build-to zone requirements per the proposed site improvements identified in the conceptual land use plan and detailed in the applicant's presentation. The conceptual land use plan provides additional information that is specific to the existing site and the development proposal. After 20-plus years of business at this location, Apex Auto Body is looking to increase the building's gross floor area and eliminate outdoor storage of customer vehicles, parts, and equipment. The applicant is proposing to expand the existing land use by constructing a 4,620 square foot building addition located at the back of the existing building, a canopy cover or building extension over the existing surface parking lot, and a pedestrian plaza area adjacent to the public sidewalk along West Colfax Avenue. As described in the Lakewood Zoning Ordinance, a special use permit has a specific review procedure. The procedure includes a pre-planning application, a neighborhood meeting to gather input from the community, a formal application, staff and director recommendation, notification before the neighborhood meeting and before the public hearing, and then the public hearing. The neighborhood meeting was held on November 17, 2022 at Apex Automotive with 7 people in attendance. Attendees voiced support for the existing business and the proposed building addition and site improvements. Inquiries were also made on the following topics: site detention, proposed improvements, building architecture, site access, and cross-access easements. Article 4 sets forth additional standards for certain uses within a specific zone district. These regulations acknowledge that certain use types have characteristics that require additional control in order to protect public health, safety, and welfare. The supplemental standards that apply to the major motor vehicle land use requires all outdoor storage associated with the land use to be screened. The applicant has indicated that the business will no longer require any outdoor storage. Staff finds that the applicant has demonstrated that the proposed major motor vehicle service use will comply with the Article 4 standards. The proposed building addition and other required site improvements must comply with the dimensional standards in Article 5. This includes setbacks, build-to zone, open space, and building height. The building addition and other site improvements must also comply with the design standards in Article 7, building architecture, landscaping, fencing, lighting, etc. These will be reviewed for compliance with a major site plan review if the SUP is approved. As previously mentioned, due to the site constraints, the applicant is proposing to construct an architecturally enhanced carport structure over the existing surface parking to bring the site closer into compliance with the maximum front setback. A pedestrian plaza area adjacent to the West Colfax Avenue sidewalk is proposed to satisfy the 55% build-to zone requirement. The property is within the Colfax Avenue and West Rail Line growth area, and the property owner is reinvesting in an older existing commercial property and using identifiable architectural elements that embrace both the history of the West Colfax corridor and Apex Autobody's unique type of restoration work, which is consistent with innovation and economic development goals contained in the comprehensive plan and corridor character goals of the West Colfax Vision 2040 Action Plan. Staff's recommendation for the proposed special use is based on specific review criteria. In Article 2 of the zoning ordinance, there are 5 criteria for a special use permit. 1. Satisfy the supplemental standards of Article 4. 2. Satisfy applicable dimensional and development standards of Article 5. 3. Satisfy applicable design standards of Article 7. 4. Consistent with the comprehensive plan and other citywide plans. And 5. Will not substantially impair the use or development on the adjacent properties. Notification for the public hearing was provided pursuant to the requirements of the City of Lakewood zoning ordinance. Written notice was sent to 126 tenants and owners of property and 4 registered community organizations. Signs with information about the public hearing were posted on the site where the SUP is requested. Review referrals were also sent to utility and service providers. No objections were received. Staff's finding of fact and order are as follows. The applicant is requesting approval of a major motor vehicle service special use. The notice requirements have been satisfied and the request was reviewed by outside referral agencies. The proposed special use satisfies the applicable review criteria. In conclusion, staff recommends that the Planning Commission adopt the findings of fact and order as presented in the staff report and approve case SU 23-0001 for the expansion of the existing major motor vehicle service land use. This concludes staff's presentation for Apex Auto Body Special Use Permit. Thank you.